with Calvin. This is going to be a very, very special segment because I'm with Diane UNIMAN, and she and I go back a few years ago and became friends. We were working together at the Women's Health Institute at Rutgers Robert Wood Johnson Medical School, and that's how we met. And it was instant chemistry and bonding.
Right.
And she's such an interesting personality. And I'm not going to say anything else because let's just jump into Diane. Do a little bio and talk about yourself, and most importantly, where people can get your book. And
thank you. Yes.
So jump.
Okay. Well, my name's Diane UNIMAN. My nom de plume is Princess Diane von Brainisfried, and I'm an attorney turned writer, and I'm also a breast cancer survivor or thriver. And I've written the book, Bonjour, Breast Cancer, I'm Still Smiling, Wit, Wisdom, and Optimism for Beating the Breast Cancer Blues. And I also give seminars on happiness, optimism, and positivity. I'm a life coach as well, a happiness life coach.
Perfect. So the first thing that pops into my head is why did you decide to write Bonjour, Breast Cancer, I'm Still Smiling?
That is a great question. And I actually, when I originally started out, I asked myself that question as to why should I write a book? Because my brother wanted me to write about my experience. And I thought, there's no way, being someone who focuses on what's positive, I just wanted to blow past this crap sandwich and put it behind me. And then what happened was, as I went through the trauma, I was having epiphany after epiphany of how to deal with the challenges. And I started writing them down because I didn't want to forget them for my purposes. And then after a while, I realized I had so much information. I realized I could help other women, and I felt a calling, actually a duty, to write it down. And I realized it's a book. So that's how that happened.
Interesting.
So,
by the way, I should mention that behind you is not New Jersey. It's Positano, Italy.
yes.
And I guessed it.
That's one of my palaces is there.
Yes, I guessed it when we first went on here.
Right.
So I know you've said, and having read the book, that you said that breast cancer was a gift. So what do you mean by that?
Yes, it is a gift. And many traumas are gifts, but you have to look for the gifts. And that's one of the things that I do. I'm a benefits finder, and I teach people that in my courses to be a benefit. And one of the benefits was that I found great meaning. I looked for the meaning, and I found great meaning in the experience. And many people know about the book, Viktor Frankl's Man's Search for Meaning. That is a seminal work on this issue. If you find meaning, it's much easier to handle things. So I found a lot of meaning. One of the meanings I found, of course, was writing this book and helping other people. But I found meaning that I could model for my kids, that a trauma can happen to you and you don't have to, you don't have to fall apart, or if you fall apart, you can find your sea legs. I call it sea legs, cancer legs. And you can find your joy, but that's something that is very meaningful for me, minding that. And the other thing was, I learned in a way that's not just your Instagram post, but that life is meaningful and precious, and we must live mindfully in the now. And I find I can do that much more easily now because I live it. It's like your moments are important, grab onto them. So those are gifts.
Really, it's so inspiring and so needed what you do. It's beyond. I want to interject one of my fun questions because if I don't do it soon, then we always forget about it. But excluding your family and friends, and this kind of says something about you. Excluding family and friends, if you were stuck for one day during the pandemic, living or dead, with a living or dead person, who would it be?
Okay. I would say Ben Franklin. I love Ben Franklin. And as a matter of fact, I went to University of Pennsylvania. One of the reasons, was that Ben Franklin founded it. I'm a Philly girl at heart. I was born
Yeah.
and raised in Philly. So Ben Franklin, he's just so fascinating, such a Renaissance person and brilliant, and just, he intrigues me. So I would say Ben Franklin.
Okay. Yeah, it's interesting you said Ben Franklin. We talked about this, not specifically, but his son, I think it's William Franklin, I'm not sure, but his son was colonial governor of New Jersey, Ben Franklin's son, and as colonial governor, he built this mansion in Perth Amboy called
You're
the
kidding.
Auditory House. And I mean, he was a supporter of the British, so he wasn't around for a long time.
Lucky
But
Ben.
it's haunted. And it's haunted, so it's a great thing to do around Halloween. Go visit that. Anyway, moving on. Before we jump back in, there's one other thing I need to do, and it's to play a game. And
Okay.
behind me, there's a chair and a white towel. And
Okay.
underneath that white towel, you only get one question to ask.
Okay.
If you can guess what's underneath that, but it's somehow relevant to you. If you can guess what's under that white towel.
I don't know what's there.
Okay,
I would
well
say
then,
Gareth, because
good guess, but anyway, what it is it's your book.
My book, thank
which
you.
I'm showing for everybody.
Thank you.
And I actually got a chance to write a few words in the book.
Yes, you did. I was very grateful for that.
So back to business. This is an important question, and I want to get it in before we run out of time. What do you most want to tell women who have been diagnosed with breast cancer? What message do you want to convey?
Okay, I would say give yourself 3 permissions. I like to say that: permission to be healthy, to call yourself healthy, permission to be happy, and permission to characterize this as an adventure. Those 3 permissions are really important. I know that, you think of yourself that you might be sick or whatever, and you know what? You have to say to yourself, like, you know how you want to have a cold, and you don't say, I'm a cold person. You figure, I got this thing, I'm going to go through it, and I'm a person with a cold. It's the same thing with breast cancer. That's how I look at it. I am not breast cancer. I don't have it. I was diagnosed with it. And I give myself permission to be healthy, to call myself healthy. So call yourself healthy, happy, and look at it as an adventure. Because words are very important. What you say to yourself and how you characterize things, words have power. They say the pen is mightier than the sword. It's true. So that's what I would say.
In the minute that's left, how do you not let cancer steal your joy?
Okay, that is a very good question, because people will tell you how to do things, but they never tell you how. And one of the things that I did was I said to myself, how do I look at this differently? How do I make a shift so I'm not, because I don't want to have it steal my joy, or I'm dead man walking while I'm alive. And I realized if I look at it that nobody has any guarantees. I wanted a guarantee, and the doctors couldn't give me a guarantee. But when I realized that no one has a guarantee, I shifted, I relaxed about it. I said, okay, I'm asking for something that nobody has. I have everything that everyone has. And that comes back to the now. I've got the present moment. So I've got no more or less than anyone else. And that helped me a lot. That's how it didn't steal my joy.
That's so perfect. The other thing we didn't discuss, but in the spirit of this, in a few seconds left, is October is a special month. Why don't you just...
Yes, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And I just want to tell you, if I had this book when I was going through everything, it would have helped me so much, because it's written with humor and positivity and optimism, strategies from Cherokee legends to my grandmother's wisdom, to wisdom all over the place. If you know people who might benefit by looking at it a different way, as a gift or for yourself.
All right, we've got 5 seconds.
Go for it.
It's on Amazon.com. This has been great. It's wonderful. We're going to do this again, Diane. We're coming back. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.